Hey, gangsters. So, Matt here with some improv scene analysis and answers, plural, to the quiz I put out. I put the quiz out to, I don't know, 10, 12 people, and it was related to a scene that this group saw. We saw an improv scene in a show last week, and we're going to talk about that. And the quiz question I put out was, how would you respond to this opening line of dialogue? So I'll put that opening line of dialogue. If you want to pause the video and kind of write how you would do it, do that, and then put the video back on and see all the different scenarios and possible responses, and kind of discussing and analyzing the art of improv and what might be the best decision or the most profound response. So the two-person scene, guy walks in, opening line of dialogue was, "I'm quitting the band and I'm not going up tonight." So that's the question to you. How would you respond to that? I put it out in an email to a few people. The number one response back was, "I quit too." So this is a peas in a pod reflection mirror type thing, okay? And it is a form of yes-anding. The most profound form, maybe not. We'll talk about it. There's no right or wrong. There's a million ways to skin a cat, but we are going to analyze this. So that was the number one thing. I quit too. Now that's yesing, and then the and part would be adding information. And a couple of people did. Well, one person said, there's not enough money in the music industry. Okay, that's some new information. We can, continue to work with that. One person said, yeah, let's quit this band. What do you want to start a gang? That's another bringing information in. That's good. You want to add things. But I would say in those, are they the most efficient? Possibly not. Particularly, okay, we're quitting the band. Now we're going in here to a gang. We're coming into a new territory. The theme of that would probably be quitting. But there's one other response from Adam that I want to pay props to, which I liked, which was, "You're a quitter." So I'm quitting the band. I'm not going up tonight. So Adam was basically, you always quit, and he listed examples. You quit, you were running for Congress, you quit here. This is great because this sets a precedent up for this character. Adam really hasn't set his point of view up yet. Now it's early days, but we know that this other guy's a quitter. Sets up for a nice tag out run maybe, where the other troop members come in and put this quitter in different scenarios. Open heart surgery. Hey, doctor, are you going to sew up the heart valve? No, I quit. Astronaut, nuclear war guy. Doesn't matter. We try to put him in situations where we know this guy's going to quit. It would be quite funny. Not necessarily some profound, long two-person scene, but I do like that response. Now, the other thing I got from the emails, and what we're usually as amateurs, we're not really yes-anding it. And this is what the actual actor did. And in a way, it's denying, and it's conflict, and it's not the path of least resistance. So what the actor actually did was he said, "You can't quit. We're going on in 5 minutes." I'll give him credit for "we're going on in 5 minutes." The other actor added urgency, but this is, if you think about it, is complete denial. This isn't yes-anding. And this reminds me of the divorce scene. Guy says, "Hey, I want a divorce." You say, "Great, you got it." Don't fight it. Don't try to solve it. Don't push back. Path of least resistance. And this takes a while to get your head around. I even blow it most of the time. But it's a really, really, really amazing move when you do it. So, and again, I use this example all the time. You're the worst roommate in the world. Don't fight it, own it, and become and play that worst roommate. It's a lot of fun. The audience goes bananas. You get to go bananas. Exploring as an artist what it's like to be the worst roommate in the world, and give heightened examples of how, terrible you are. It's freaking fantastic. So, right now we have 3 responses to this. We have, "I'm quitting too." We have, "You're a quitter and you've quit at these other things." And we have, "Hey, you can't quit." Now, what I would say would be probably the most profound thing, and by profound, and there's no right or wrong in improv, and this is totally subjective, but what I would say is a very efficient, and we want to be efficient in improv, an efficient response would be, "Great, Now, okay, that's the yes. You want to quit? Sure. And I'm happy you're quitting. We were going to kick you out anyways. We already have another bass guitar lined up. Another troop member walks in with his bass player. It'd be hysterical. Or, oh yeah, hand me your bass. I'll play keys and bass. No problem. I got it. I'll be like Geddy Lee. So it's just going with it. Now, the and part is hard, and that's hard for me, and that's hard for all of us, and it's hard for us when we're on stage to make these split-second decisions. But that's why when you become a really experienced improviser, that's the moves you make. You want to quit? Great. We don't want you. So that's going with the flow. That's actually giving the actor what they want. If you want to be supportive and support your scene partner and they say, I want to quit, support them in that. Hey, I support you in your decision to quit, man. That's great. I'm really, and so there's a number of ways we can go with that. I'm not saying the rest of the scene is going to be easier. Now, I want to say one thing about laughter triggers. The number one laughter trigger in just all humanity is surprise. Okay. So we surprise the audience with yes and. When I say I want a divorce and you fight back, no, let's work it out. There's no surprise there. That's typical. If I say you're the worst roommate in the world and you go, oh no, come on, I'm not that bad. That's not funny. There's no surprise there. The funny and the surprise is when you become the worst roommate in the world. So in this case, this guy says he wants to quit the band. Go, great. And that surprises the audience. Okay. So anyways, that's the concept there on how to respond to that. I think I covered all the bases there I wanted to. Great. So I wanted to also do one other scene analysis and talk about point of view. And I never knew what point of view was for years. I'm still really trying to figure it out. And so I'm trying to make it easier for you because I would hear this from all my teachers in my early years. We need a point of view. We need a point of view. I totally get the significance of it. It is everything. When you come out, and that's why sometimes our best work is in class when you have an instructor telling you, play this scene this way. And then you know how to play it. And you're like, I'm playing this scene seductive. Doesn't matter where I am, Starbucks, Mars, in a spaceship, in a courtroom. I know everything I'm going to do is going to be seductive, like, ooh, oh my God, that's so amazing. That guy, you can take that character anywhere. So when we watched those scenes last Monday night, and a lot of us, I'm guilty of this all the time, I walk in as myself, and then someone throws something at me, and I'm like, oh. Whereas, when I'm in a class and a guy says, hey, you're playing it this way, I do a great job because I know how to play that. I know some of you might be thinking, well, what about don't we want to just create an improv? Well, we do want to create this point of view. And we do want to see characters that are very stick to their guns, like the bad roommate. He's that guy. So there's one other scene I just want to highlight quickly. It was in last Monday night show. Guy walked out and initiated and said, what are you putting down your pipe? It's got rocks and other stuff in it, and I can't unclog it. And then a girl walked out and said, I put a cat down it. Now, the reason I think she said cat, just for you guys, is because the actor said, hey, I tried to snake your drain. And I don't know if she picked up on what a plumber's snake is, to snake out a drain. So she might have thought animal, like so even subconsciously snake. So she went, oh, I put a cat down it. Cat, snake. It was a confusing scene, and it was not a good scene. And here's what I would say to that. And this would be a very experienced move for any of us to pick up on it. But when she says, I put a cat down it, that character could obviously be evil, right? She could be like, I put a cat down it. And maybe she's a witch and she's got potions and she puts spells and she put spells on the plumber. Great. But she would be that character and she would be that point of view. Okay? The other thing let's say she came in and her character was seductive. She walked into that scene, had no idea what was going to happen, but whatever it was, she was going to be seduced. So she walks in and she's kind of like, He says, hey, what'd you put down your pipe? It's all clogged. Then her response would probably be very different. There wouldn't be cat. It would probably be like, ooh, are you working on my pipes? Are you going to try and unplug my pipes? Ooh, is that your big wrench right there? So like it's a completely different scene, um, you know, and since she was playing it kind of like herself, and when you put down the scene, she came up with this bizarre answer, as opposed to having a character or point of view. Is that making sense? I hope it makes sense. We're going to work on this. In the perfect world, and I believe this to be true, and I've heard this from very experienced improvisers, they find that point of view like that. They haven't premeditated it like before, okay, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to be this. The scene starts and they go, I already know what it is. I heard the suggestion. I just saw the way my partner worked out. But what on our improv journey, we have to set ourselves up for success. And our reflexes and all this stuff develops, and we get better and better and better at our decision making. But at the beginning, we want to set up for ourselves for success as best we can. So we practice the art of yes anding, no resistance, giving you what you want. I'm going to try to find out what my point of view is, what my character is. Um, and again, to give you an idea of what point of view is, I could be seduced by everything. And if I'm a seductive guy, if you're saying, hey, I'm hitting the nuclear warheads and the world's ending, ooh, I wonder what heaven's going to be like. It doesn't matter what happens. You're never going to get me out of my character. And that is where a lot of comedy comes from. There's a ton of surprise in that. So we're going to work on that. We've got class on Saturday. I've got a brand new exercise to, again, fill our tool belts, and we're going to work on this point of view stuff and really being efficient with our play, that where we go out there, we know what we're doing, we know what we're playing. And we don't come up with ideas that are crazy, and because that's when we start inventing crazy things and we start denying because we're nervous because we don't know who we are. And we're gonna groove that track for you, which is what I'm working on too, and build those muscles to go, I know how to play this stuff. I don't have to be nervous. I'm actually going to have fun with this. Bam. So Saturday, the Monday night class, there's only one spot open. I'm so excited. We've got 8. The class is maxed at 9. I'm happy if we just have 8 because I want a small group where we're really going to be able to do a ton of reps and learn a lot of stuff. So can't wait for Monday night. Hope to see you on Saturday as well. Double down. I always did. Peace up. Catch you soon.